just two dudes having a conversation. You're my friend and I trust you.
You're my friend, and I trust you.
All right. I don't know if I still know how to do this.
I know. It's been
Some time.
a long time.
It's been a long day without the podcast. And I'll tell you all about it 'cause we're recording again. An episode of the podcast. We'll tell you all about it 'cause we're reconvened.
I don't know that song. What song is that?
I don't know. It's the one that plays at the end of the Fast and Furious movie. The one where what's his name died in the middle of it or whatever.
Oh, Paul Walker?
Yeah.
I remember when he died, you were the one that broke the news to me.
I did?
Yeah.
Why did
We
I?
were standing in line at Dollar General, and you told me, hey, did you hear Paul Walker died? And I was like, what? No way. That's crazy.
I don't remember that.
And then I made a very poor taste joke about him driving too fast. And
That's literally what.
that's actually how it happened.
Yeah.
I think that's why I remember it, because I made a joke that was in poor taste, and I felt bad about it.
I don't remember that at all. Sorry.
That's all right. How have you been? I haven't seen you in months.
It has been months.
It's been at least a month and a half. A month and 3 weeks. So coming up on months.
Been all right. How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Just working.
Work.
That's about it.
Yeah.
I've been trying to do more things. Just get out of the house a little bit. I went gambling last weekend and I won money. I went to a casino with my buddy Chase,
Mm-hmm.
who listens to this podcast. Hi, Chase. And like I just called him up. I was like, hey, you want to play some pool this Friday? This was last week. And he was like, yeah, sure. So we went to the pool hall. There's a pool hall in Canton and we're playing pool. We get there, we shoot one game of pool, and he's like, you want to go to the casino in Cleveland? I was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go to the casino. Because we went to, when I lived in Pittsburgh, he came and visited me, and we went to the Three Rivers Casino in Pittsburgh and just played penny slots for like 5 hours. Because if you just play penny slots, you can make $5 stretch for like 5 hours.
True.
If you're lucky. But I put in 20, and we were just playing penny slots. And then I was up $80 or $60 technically. I had 80 in total.
Nice.
And then I went down to $4.
Oh.
And we'd been there for maybe 3.5 hours, and we're like maybe 4 hours. We're like, okay, let's head on out. And I was like, I got $4 left. I'm just gonna chuck it in and just go till I'm dry. And then I hit, and I got up again $80. And I wanted to keep going. I noticed within myself very, very noticeably my addictive personality. So I was like, I cannot make myself stop. Chase had to sit down for me and cash out because I would have kept going. But I walked away up $65.
Nice.
And there's parking at the casino, like indoor parking, garage parking. And apparently we parked in the wrong spot. We parked in event parking, and it was $60.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
$60?
$60. I don't know what event was going on because there wasn't anything that we saw there that was.
Is it the Cavs playing?
No. I don't know. But I was like, I guess I'll pay for it. So came out ahead $5.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're looking into healthy activities.
Yeah. Yeah. You know? Just drinking tons of beer, sucking down cigarettes, and gambling. That's what I've been up to.
As you wear your cigarette t-shirt.
I do have a shirt on that says Red Apple Cigarettes, which is not a real cigarette brand. It's a cigarette from Tarantino movies. He made this up.
You have wore this shirt because we talked about that exact same thing.
Did we?
Yes. We had a discussion pre-podcast about his shirt.
Yeah.
It's like, you've never seen it. I was like,
I didn't think that you had.
yeah.
Hmm.
So,
Very interesting.
yeah.
But what have you been up to? What's been going on in your life? What's new with you?
I don't know. I'm definitely feeling, and I am a believer in the seasonal affective disorder.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm
'Cause
with you on that. I believe that that's a real thing.
it is, we are in Ohio and it's in the middle of December
Right.
and it gets dark. It's 5:15 and it's getting dark out.
Yeah.
And it just gets like depressing, you know?
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
and it's cold. So
Mhm.
like, what do you do?
Right.
And like, we're poor. So
You can't go to the casino.
I can't go to the casino, but no, I mean, it's been good overall. Haven't really, nothing crazy going on. I don't think,
Mm.
I could be lying.
I think that's the sign that there's just nothing going on, is when you can't think of the last interesting thing you did.
Yeah. I've been working on my car,
Bummer.
a lot of adult things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I get that though, in a big way, that seasonal
Yeah.
affective stuff, because I'm with you 100%. Like, what do you do?
Right.
Like, it's dark, it's cold.
Sit
I have to
inside.
like force myself not to just go to my room at 7
I know.
and just watch TV or something, or Netflix.
So we watch TV and Netflix in the living room.
Right.
Before.
Right. But that's different.
It is
'Cause
actually.
you're out.
Yes. You're at least not in your bed. 'Cause, yeah. When I was a single man, lived by myself,
Mhm.
like this time of year, I would literally be in bed at 7:30.
Same. Yeah.
And like, I might not fall asleep until 10:30, 11,
Yeah.
but I'm just in my bed watching Netflix or doing whatever. And
Yeah.
that's life here in Northern Ohio
Right.
in December. So
I think about like, what did people do before TV and stuff, before entertainment as a whole was just so readily available? Because people lived here
true.
before that.
True.
What did they do?
Probably had to, I don't know, make sure they didn't die.
I guess that would at least keep you
Yeah. At
keep
least
you on your toes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
Keep things moving.
So, yeah, I've been trying to figure out something to keep busy with.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a few actually project leads with some video work.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Can you say what or where?
I don't know. Maybe not.
Maybe off podcast.
Maybe off podcast.
Okay.
So, listeners.
Suck a butt.
But I mean, nothing like ginormous, but it is, I don't know, an option, which is nice.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I don't remember if we talked about this last time, but we planned a trip to Chicago. Did we talk about that?
We did not. Did you do that yet or no?
We have not gone to Chicago.
Okay.
That is in March, maybe.
Okay.
We're going, Ben Rector is doing an acoustic tour.
Nice.
So I was like, well, I've never been to Chicago. Let's go to Chicago. So,
It's pretty cool.
yeah,
I like Chicago a lot.
the Windy City.
Yeah, the Windy City. Just avoid most of it.
Just stay inside. I just like to go to the hotel in Chicago.
When I drove in Chicago, I went out, my aunt and uncle live just past Chicago
Mhm.
from our way. When I was, I think 17, I went to go visit them and I drove, and it was the first time, like the first major road trip I did by myself. And driving through Chicago, like on the streets, because I met my aunt and uncle like in downtown Chicago. And that, to me, being a young driver, I thought it was really easy, made a lot of sense. Everything's just a grid pattern and traffic just kind of flowed. And it was fun. But also you're always driving under a bridge, it seems, which is, I enjoy that. So
You enjoy it.
I don't know why, but I do. I know some people don't. Some people get really nervous driving under bridges.
I don't know. I've never really noticed driving under a bridge.
You've never noticed that you have been driving under a bridge?
I mean, I know that I am, but like
Right.
I haven't been like, I wonder if this freaks me out or not.
Oh.
So I guess it doesn't.
Maybe ask yourself that the next time.
I will. The one thing that
Give yourself
that,
a panic attack.
that can freak me out, and we talked about this, is the tunnels. Especially the tunnel we drove through. They go underneath the bay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your thought process on that is you just have all this earth above you.
Earth or
Right.
water above me.
Right.
Yeah. That's why I can't do caves.
Right.
Because like, what's keeping like one little dent in the armor and everything, and you're smushed, or you drown.
It's like, but like I always say, at least to be quick.
Drowning though,
Well, I don't know. They say drowning is a very peaceful way to go.
I've heard.
Freezing to death and drowning are easy ways.
I've heard like fire,
Really?
because
I
you
don't know about
the-
that.
you pass out from the smoke before anything happens to you.
Really?
That's what they say.
I don't know.
But the thing is like, no one's ever talked to these people. They're dead. So like, how do we really know?
It seems like every time I see somebody being burned alive, though, there's a lot of screaming.
Well, that's different. Like, if you are just intentionally set on fire, as opposed to like if I'm in my room sleeping
Uh-huh.
and my house catches on
Oh,
fire.
I see.
Yeah.
I was picturing like somebody at the stake being set
Oh
on
yeah, no,
fire,
that would suck.
burned at the stake.
That would absolutely suck because
Okay.
you're outdoors and like smoke inhalations. I mean, you will pass out at some point, but
It'd be a while.
it'd be a while.
You'd feel that fire. For a
And
good
I don't
minute.
like the feeling of being burned
I,
or
I
cut.
don't think anybody does.
Like I really don't want to be stabbed.
You've talked about this a few
Yeah.
times to me
Yeah, I'm
throughout
sure.
our relationship.
And I'm sure it's come up on the podcast, but that I don't want to be stabbed.
Just the feeling of a blade going.
Yeah, and then out.
Yeah. Does that gross you out when you see it in movies?
It doesn't really
Sad?
gross me out. I just don't want it to happen.
Right.
I'd rather be shot. Because like that just like boom, you're shot. Oh crap. Like
I hear though with freezing, a lot of times when they find frozen bodies, they're like stripped of their
Mhm.
clothes because your brain or whatever, you feel super hot. You get to a certain point of coldness and delirium where you feel super hot and you just start taking off all your clothes because you're too hot, but really you're freezing to death.
yeah.
So I think that'd be the way to go.
Just like going to sleep.
Yeah. Man, it's hot out here and all this snow.
I love how we started talking about seasonal affective disorder and now we're talking about all the ways we could die.
I think that ties in pretty
Yeah.
pretty well.
It does.
The church that Emily has been going to and that we're going to go to. I really love that church the times that I visited, and I'm really excited to be a part of that church. But one of the things in their theology is they believe in speaking in tongues. But it was nice. I was there for 2 Sundays in a row, and they have 3 classes that you go to become a member. So Emily took the first one, and then I hopped on for the last 2. And the second one was they were going over the theology of the church. And I think we talked about this. And they had a big list of like, this is what we believe. And at the bottom, like one of the last couple things was speaking in tongues. And the dude that was running the class was like, you'll notice that this is towards the end of the list. And it's there because we don't really put a lot of emphasis on it. It's just something that we have some members that do that. And we encourage that. We don't want to say we don't do that here, because if they're claiming that it comes from the Holy Spirit, then we want to foster that. But we also don't want to say, hey, you need to speak in tongues at this church, or you need to speak in tongues to be saved. And I liked that that was the way that they presented it.
Did they say like why
I think just a
or
gift of the Holy Spirit, I think.
that's always one that's kind of fascinated me.
Yeah. And they don't, something I also like, sorry, not to cut you off, but they don't have a class that teaches speaking in tongues. If they had a class that taught speaking in tongues, I would not be cool with that, because my belief in speaking in tongues is it's something that the Holy Spirit imparts on you. It's not something that you can learn. It's something that is given to you. So you can't teach it. So if they were teaching it, I would be very turned off by that, but they're not teaching it.
Yeah.
They're just saying, hey, if it happens, it happens, and we're not going to tell you no.
I mean, I know you haven't been there, but
Yeah.
like when it happens, do they say like, is there anyone who's translating?
Yeah, that was my question. Is there an interpreter present? Because that's, I think, a spiritual thing.
Yeah.
Is wherever somebody's speaking in tongues, there should be an interpreter. And originally in the Bible, when the apostles were given the ability to speak in tongues, it was so that they could reach out to people that spoke that language that they were preaching to, that did not speak the original language. So that's another good reason why there should be an interpreter present, but I don't know about that.
I think it's kind of cool because like a lot of those things in the Bible, even like miracles, I think most of them happen for someone else.
Right.
Like speaking in tongues, like there should be a reason that it's happening.
Yeah.
And I think that's why the whole translator thing is kind of built in there.
Yeah.
But I was just curious.
Yeah.
Sorry, we can transition wherever you were wanting to transition us.
I got a couple things, and it might be a bad decision to transition at this point, but because I think this is some pretty decent conversation.
Yeah.
And it might be a bad call because these things are stupid. But I've been falling asleep to thunderstorm noise on my phone. And all I do is I say, "Hey, Google, it's time to take the midnight train to Funky Town."
All aboard the midnight train to Funky Town. Choo, choo. Dream dreams worth dreaming. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Catch your dreams and shackle them to your heart. Good night, Donnie.
That's pretty soothing.
Right? Got the thunder in there. I just want to fall asleep to that.
I do.
But every night I say this, and every night my phone says that back to me. I programmed it to say that. And then it says, "Good night, Donnie," and I go to bed. And it's kind of nice. Just somebody saying good night to me. You know?
Yeah. I want to find, it's kind of on the same topic. I don't remember where I saw it now. It's someone having Siri call them ha 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 ha.
Oh, I saw that. It was Alexa.
Alexa.
Yeah. That was creepy as heck.
So it is Siri. It says, "Hey Siri, call me ha 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 ha."
Yeah.
Laughing. Nope. Stop. Dang it. Okay. Let's see if it works here.
You got to do it for a long time.
You would like me to call you?
I don't like that at all. It's so creepy. Siri, stop.
This is what it's saying. I'm showing it to Donnie.
It just says ha 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 H ha 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 H ha 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 H ha 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 ha. It's so disturbing.
I thought that was pretty funny.
There was those like sleep apps. My fiance uses a sleep app where you can pull up different noises, like a fan or a dehumidifier or an air conditioner or whatever. One of those apps, it was an air conditioner noise, and this dude was listening to it. He was falling asleep. He's in his basement where he sleeps, and he has a tile floor in his basement where he was sleeping. He was like a college kid. And it's like maybe 4 hours in, 5 hours into this noise. It was an 8-hour long loop. And all of a sudden he's awoken from his sleep by footsteps that sound like they're coming towards him. And they're just getting louder and louder and louder. And it sounds like somebody's walking on tile. So he thinks there's somebody in his home walking towards his bed. And it's dark and he can't see. And then he hears a voice and then a door slam. And that's it.
Don't like that.
It was, turns out, this is in the podcast Reply All. If you listen to the Reply All podcast, you can find this episode. I forget what it's called. But whoever was recording this sound was like recording it in the field. So field recording. So in the actual environment. And it was apparently like an apartment building, and somebody came home, and in the recording, there's somebody walking to their door. You hear keys jingling, the door open and the door close. But can you imagine just being awoken from your sleep to somebody walking towards you? I would not fall back to sleep again.
I had, it wasn't that bad because I wasn't asleep, but I was living by myself in Orville. So it was like, my apartment was an attic apartment.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of older. I mean, not necessarily creepy, but I mean, you remember my apartment. Like, it wasn't the nicest house.
Right.
And so at the time, no one was living below me. Like, I was just living on top of this house, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I was working at the church at the time, and we introduced a new song that week, and somebody had recorded it and sent it to me, just like, I don't remember why they sent it to me, but so I was like, oh, I'll watch it, see how it went. Mm-hmm. This was before we were live streaming or anything. Mm. And I was watching it, I had headphones in, it was dark in my room, and so I had my phone up to my face with a light, so I can't see past my phone because of the light.
Yep.
So I'm watching it. I got it turned up pretty good because like I wanted to hear the dynamics and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, like, listen to the music, whatever, I hear.
Oh no.
Yeah. And like I freaked out and just instinctively chucked my phone towards my door. Yeah. I'm surprised I didn't break my phone. But like I just like chucked it like super hard. And like, I don't know if this ever happens to you, but like when like you get like a shot of adrenaline, I can feel it like with my tongue for some reason. It's like a metallic taste in my tongue. And so like I felt that, and like instantly like my blood pressure was up, and like looking around the room, nobody was in the room. But it sounded like someone was at the foot of my bed, like clapping to get my attention because I can't see.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah. Come to find out, the video was shot from in the sound room, and it wasn't like, the song, there's a chorus to end it, and there's like a musical break, and then music kicks back in and ends the song. Mm-hmm. So at that musical break, somebody in the booth started clapping and obviously picked up in the thing and freaked the crap out of me. Yeah. Oh man, that was the worst. Like, someone is in my room at this creepy house that no one's ever going to find me in.
I've had that happen a few times. Just like watching a movie on my laptop in bed with headphones on. Mm-hmm. And then somebody in the movie like knocks on a door, and it's panned like to the right or left. And it sounds so real. It sounds like somebody knocking on your door. And like, I'm to the point now where it's happened enough times that I just like go back a couple seconds and re-listen to it, but take that, like if it's to the left, I just take that headphone off. Okay. It's in the, But I've been freaked out a few times with that. And I've told this story this tale on the podcast a few times of when I lived in Pittsburgh, my landlord would just come in.
Which is totally illegal.
Yeah. Because I'd be sleeping in like the middle of the day because I stayed up all night at the studio or whatever. And he would be knocking. I wouldn't answer. So he'd just come in, and then I would wake up to, I didn't have my contacts in, and I'm blind as a bat without my contacts. So I wake up to my landlord like half in my door frame to my bedroom, like just peeking in, being like, hey, I'm just going to be doing some work in the basement. Okay. And then I just have to, I'm like, there's nothing more vulnerable than a fully clothed person standing in your room, basically looking at you while you are in nothing but your boxers, but underneath your covers in bed, laying down prone.
Yeah.
That is when you are at your absolute most vulnerable, is that moment.
Yeah.
And it boggles my mind that us as humans just go to sleep. We just pass out. And anyone could come up and just stab us with a stick or something. We just completely shut down our defensive. Animals, they at least like they're light sleepers or they're always aware, you know, like deer, you couldn't sneak up on a deer or a lion.
Spiders, they got the webs.
Yeah, they got the webs waking themselves up. Do spiders even sleep? Probably not, because they're evil demons. But why do humans just completely shut down? But I'm telling you, dude, you do not know how weak and fragile your humanity is until a fully clothed person that you don't know very well is talking to you as you're in bed.
Yeah.
And then, do you remember when my parents were doing the reno on their house? And like we did all the wall stuff, but then they had the flooring redone and my knees are crap and my dad's back is crap. And we're like, we're not going to do the floor. We're just going to hire a contractor to come in and do the floors. And I was working third shift, sleeping during the day. And it was like 10 a.m. So I wasn't really ready to go to bed yet. I would normally went to bed around 11:30 or noon. But I'm in bed, like I'm getting ready to fall asleep, just watching YouTube on the laptop or whatever. And I get a knock on my door and door opens and it's the flooring guys. And they're like, hey, we got to do some work in the doorway here. And I'm like, okay. And I just have a sheet over me. I got boxers on underneath that. So I'm just laying in bed as these dudes.
You can't get up
because I can't get up.
Yeah.
There's nowhere for me to go. And these dudes are just working for like half an hour. I filmed a video, I think, and sent it to you. It's like you see my feet in the bed and then dudes just working. I was like, what do I do?
I don't know. I would have felt like high on the hog, like high class. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah.
I did not in that moment.
Felt very humbled.
It was one of those moments like when the vacuum lady came over and we were wearing matching neon
Shirts and swim trunks.
Yeah. And we were just the two of us sitting side by side on the couch as the vacuum lady pitched us a Kirby vacuum. It was like that, where in the moment, it's incredibly awkward.
Yeah.
But you're like, this is going to be hilarious later. So it was the same thing of like, I feel so uncomfortable right now, but this is hilarious. This is a hilarious anecdote.
That vacuum story is one of my favorites that's ever happened to us.
I think that's one of my favorite things.
It's like, I just remember sitting in the background, lady comes knock on the door, have this free, it was like Febreze or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, don't let her in, don't let her in.
Well, she was like,
you're like, yeah, sure, come on in. And she's like, okay, let me go grab my stuff. I was like, oh no.
Yeah. I've gotten better at when people come to the door soliciting stuff, turning them away.
Yeah.
But in Pittsburgh, I signed up for it locked in my gas rate for my gas bill, like some third party company.
Yeah.
I don't know what the deal is with those things, but I signed a 2-year contract like 6 months before I left Pittsburgh. And if you broke the 2-year contract, you owed them $200. And I got a notice in the mail and I just didn't pay it. And I got another one, I just didn't pay it. And then I got a letter from an auditor, like, you're being audited for $200 from this company. I'm like, oh no. But luckily this was before I had credit. So I don't think it didn't hurt my credit because I didn't have a credit card at the time.
I mean,
I didn't have negative credit.
True. Probably still show up somewhere.
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah. But I've since gotten better at being like, yeah, no. No thanks.
Yeah, that's fair. That same kind of thing happened to me at Elder Bierman. Do you remember that story?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so
I
I
went like a JCPenney, but like for 45-year-old women.
I mean, they had a whole men's section too.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a slightly higher class Kohl's,
Okay.
not quite Macy's.
Yeah.
So maybe in between.
Okay.
So anyway, I was looking for I think it was a t-shirt, like a Ohio State t-shirt or something.
Okay.
I don't remember. So I went in there because I remembered they had a men's section. Found a shirt. It was like $8. It's like, sweet. Went to pay for it. And she's like, you want to sign up for, I thought was like their, you signed up for their rewards club, like Kroger points and like
Right.
Speedway perks and
Right.
stuff. She's like, and then you get, I think it was like 35% off or something today. It's like, okay. So she did all of it. Oh, here comes to find out I signed up for a credit card and the purchase went on the credit card. I had no idea.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I didn't pay it because I didn't know I had it for like 3 years. And like by the time it went to collections and like the interest had built up, my $8 t-shirt ended up costing me like 70 some bucks.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And a ding on my credit because I got sent to collections over $8. Yeah. So
Bummer.
I'm always very, very wary of those.
I'd never sign up for anything in store.
There's only, so AutoZone and Advance Auto, I have it's not credit, but it's just their like points thing because like
Okay.
actually it helps and it keeps track of all my warranties.
Mm.
So I do that. And I think Bueller's. I think that's the only two that I have now.
Okay. Speaking of that, like rewards sort of points.
Come back for more. Oh, CC's. Oh gosh.
You gave me that.
I gave you this.
You gave me that. It's a punch card for CC's Pizza, I think from 8 years ago.
It expires June 30th of 2013.
So 13, 14, 15, 16.
Almost 7 years ago.
Almost 7 years ago. You gave me that.
And you kept it
I kept it, yeah.
because of like the memories or
Because I might use it.
but it expired 7 years ago.
I don't know.
And there's like, where's the nearest CC's?
I don't know. Is CC's even still around?
I think it.
I had it in my wallet because at the time you gave this to me, we were actually going to CC's quite a good bit because there was one in Worcester where we live.
Mm-hmm.
And that seemed to be one of the spots that we frequented was CC's. Do you remember that? Where we used to go to
Yeah,
CC's
because
a
it's
lot?
cheap
Yeah. Cheap, and there's a wide variety of crap there.
and there's a buffet, so you can eat as much as you want.
Right. Yeah. But I was like, okay, this is actually pretty good because I'll maybe use this. And then CC's went out of business in Worcester. And then it now is to the point where I'm just trying to see how long I can keep it in my wallet.
It's impressive. It's actually impressive that's in the shape that it's in. Like it's.
Oh,
it's-
yeah. Everything in my
dirty,
wallet is kind of filthy, but also like pretty well maintained. I have, this is turning into what's in Donnie's wallet. Oh, what is this? Is this a check? What is this? Oh,
From the backside, people, I can tell you it is a check.
I don't know.
Wow.
This is a substantial amount of money.
It is. It's
Um,
from this year.
Yeah,
Did you ever cash said check?
I never did.
Well, you signed it.
Oh, I'd mobile deposited it.
Okay. I do that all the time.
Oh, okay.
And I can't remember if
All
I did
right.
anything with
So I
it.
should just rip this up and throw it away.
I mean,
Oh, I ripped it already. I do remember depositing.
I was going to say,
Now
I
that
might check your bank.
Yeah, no,
records
I
to
do
be
remember
sure.
depositing this. Yep. Okay.
Somebody's checkbookers. Oh,
Just all screwed up. Yeah, but I kept it in my wallet because that was actually the very first mobile deposit that I ever did. I was like, I don't know how long I need to hold on to the check. Like, what's the safe amount of time?
7 years.
I put it in my wallet and ask. Just take it into Huntington. Hey, can I get rid of this now? It was from my youth. But I also have this Sunrail card, which is the train that Emily used to ride when she worked in Florida. I also have this. I will always have this. It's a bottle cap, Coca-Cola bottle cap that when Emily and I went to Savannah, Georgia, and we had been walking all day, stopped for lunch, and it actually turned out to be a really nice lunch. We were just like, let's just go in here, but it was really tasty. And I had a Coke with like the old school bottle cap that you gotta twist, or not twist off, but like pop off. And I kept that for the memories on that.
Are you a memory
Totally.
associated keeper?
Do you see how thick this
items?
wallet is?
It's very thick. That's
super
got to wreak
thick.
havoc on your back.
My back is destroyed because of this wallet.
I got one of those just like real thin wallets. 'cause
Yeah. You used to have it on your phone, like all your cards attached to
did.
your phone case. I like that.
It was nice But like,
Every time you use your phone, you're just whipping out your cards.
well, that and it only held 3 cards,
Yeah,
and I didn't want a bigger one because then it's like, well, now I have a huge phone.
right.
I don't like having a lot of stuff in my pockets.
Yeah.
So
Something that I've been seeing on Twitter. Have you seen any of the trailers for the new Cats movie?
I watched one a while ago.
The reviews are pouring in.
I did read this
And-
on Twitter today.
Did you see this? I screenshotted all these. So read the first one and then I have a few. So just
Okay.
read the first one, I'll read the next one. These are Twitter reviews of Cats, the movie Cats, which is a CGI live action version of the Broadway show Cats, and it's terrifying.
So this first review is from @Janelle Riley on Twitter. Cats is pure nightmare fuel. The rejects from the island of Dr. Moreau putting on a show is bad enough. But add to that more crotch shots than a Michael Bay movie and every imaginable pun. And that still won't prepare you for the hellscape that is children's faces CGI'd onto mice. Oh, wow.
This is from Robbie Call @Robbie Reviews. Glad to hear that Cats is everything you'd hope for and more. A mesmerizingly ugly fiasco that makes you feel like your brain is being eaten by a parasite. A viewing experience so stressful that it honestly brought on a migraine.
This next one is from Tyler Coates @Tyler Coates. All caps. So he is yelling.
Yeah.
Cats is the worst movie I've ever seen this year. A truly awful and ugly film that I wish I could erase from my brain.
From @Kyle Buchanan. Watching Cats is like stumbling upon an unholy and heretofore unknown genre of porn. Every time these horny fur demons tongue a milk bowl and start moaning, I was certain the FBI would raid the theater.
Tongue a milk bowl. This next one is from Matt Pierce. Matt Pierce on Twitter. From @Justin C. Chang's review of Cats. Quote, strange. Quote, tiny human-faced cockroaches. Quote, disquieting. Both a horror and an endurance test. I kind of want to see it now.
I kind of do too. That's it. That's all I got. It was just those. But
Taylor Swift is in it.
yeah, Idris Elba. I like Idris Elba. But it's everything I've seen. It just looks terrifying. I even tweeted out a couple of days ago that I would not be seeing Cats because it looks horrifying.
We should definitely see it when it comes to Dollar Theater.
All right. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll go see it and
In the Dollar Theater.
yeah, and we'll review it.
Live podcast from the movie.
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
If we wait like long enough where we're the only ones in the theater.
We could do it. We can sneak in your task cam.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm so scared right now.
I am so terrified.
We are seeing Star Wars this weekend.
You're going to that?
Yeah.
Heck yeah. I didn't know that you were going. That was a weird high five. We just put our hands up and just touched our fingertips together.
I liked it.
Yeah, it was kind of nice. Yeah, I'm excited for that. It's going to be slammed.
Yeah.
Good thing we got our tickets well in advance.
Where is it? In Worcester? Or?
Maslin.
Oh, cool. So it's assigned seating.
Yeah. Yep. And it's the comfy, like lean back seats.
It's nice.
Dude, also, qualm of the week. Sorry to startle you. Also, another sidebar. A sidebar from this sidebar. There's an episode of South Park that is a spoof on Cloverfield. You know, like that the found footage. And it's instead of giant monsters, it's giant hamsters are invading South Park. And one of my favorite lines is they never say that they're scared. They're like holding the camera and it's shaking. I am so startled. I don't know why. I think that's the most hilarious thing. What was my other sidebar? Reversing back to, when I saw the Joker, saw the Joker in theaters. The dude next to me, there was a seat between us, but the dude closest to my left, for the first half hour of the film, had his sound on and was texting the whole time. And it was just ding. It was full volume. What are you doing? Who does that?
People have no theater etiquette anymore.
They have no self-awareness.
Yeah.
Do you not realize that I hate you right now? Can you not feel the burning rage emanating off my body?
The literal heat.
The literal heat. The shade that I am casting you.
Yeah, that's super frustrating.
Yeah. I hate confrontation. I would never. That I was so close to like slapping the seat beside me and be like, dude, what are you doing?
It's like you're ruining someone else's experience that they paid for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, drives me nuts.
I was so upset.
Also, my qualm of the week real quick.
Yeah.
People who in break rooms, there's two things. One, in break rooms at work, play games on their phone with the volume up.
Oh, nobody wants to hear your little blings and
Yeah, but like not even like quietly, like it's full volume,
Yeah.
volume up.
Yeah. I saw a tweet the other day that was, I'm on an airplane and the dude behind me is showing the girl next to him his videos of his jazz band at full volume. And I threw up in my mouth a little bit.
Yeah.
Everybody suffers in that situation.
Yes.
Everybody suffers. Can you imagine just the embarrassment you would feel if you were the person being showed the video? That is
I'm
my
contributing to this
nightmare. Yeah.
awfulness.
And I can't say no because then I'm being rude to him.
Right.
I can't say, hey, can you turn it down? Because then I'm being rude to him. No, you can't hear the jazz if you turn it down.
I'm surprised we made it 60 minutes without even mentioning the fact that our president has been impeached.
Yeah, I didn't know if I wanted to bring it up. It's a hot button.
It is. But we
Technically, I don't know what impeachment is, apparently.
So
I thought impeached meant he was gone. But per a conversation with my fiance last night, that does not mean he's gone. It just means that it goes to the Senate now to be voted on whether
Correct.
he is taken out of office.
correct. Because like Clinton was impeached but wasn't removed.
Right.
Nixon was impeached but resigned.
Yeah.
So
And then Andrew Johnson, was impeached
yes.
and removed.
Yes. So third president, U.S. history. No. They must not have been counting Nixon.
Yeah. Because he stepped down.
Yeah. So third president to be impeached.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
I was watching all that last night. And I hate politics, dude.
Yeah,
I
me too.
hate politics.
I gotta find it real quick. You can keep talking.
I have opinions on certain things. Like, I don't like Trump. I think that he's morally corrupt. And that's one of the main reasons why I don't like him, is his moral corruptness. But I just don't care about politics anymore. I'm so burnt out. I had to do a political book for my work. It was the liberal, and I won't say the name of it, but it was right-wing based. But I think even if it would have been left-wing, I just woke up when I was in the middle of the book. I woke up one day and I was just mad. Like, I was just frustrated for no reason. And I think it's just because that's what politics does to me.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about politics, having to sit through a conversation about politics just makes me mad. And I'm done with it. I'm just, where is a place that is not governed by any country? I want to go to there.
You buy your own island.
Yeah.
Um.
I'm the captain now.
Okay, I finally found it. It's just the headline. It's a ABC News on Twitter
Okay.
tweeted this last night when all of this was happening.
Mm-hmm.
Quote, "It doesn't really feel like we're being impeached," President Trump said at his Michigan campaign rally.
Oh, yeah.
Moments before becoming the third president in U.S. history to be impeached.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
Like that, I just read that. I was like,
Wow, wow.
doesn't really feel like we're being impeached.
Dude, did you see, I think it was on Twitter, I think I might have tagged you in it. There was, during all the debating and stuff, a Republican guy came up and compared Trump to Jesus.
Yes.
He said that Pontius Pilate was not as aggressive. I don't know the exact phrasing, but Pontius Pilate was more fair to Jesus in his trial than we are being to Trump currently. Like, dude, they killed Jesus.
Right? In the most horrific way you can be killed. Yeah. Stop comparing anything with Trump.
Oh yeah, to Jesus
To
at
Jesus.
all. That should not be even in the same vein of thought.
I mean, there's a whole thing. I don't know if you saw last week, I think a bunch of worship leaders and whatnot.
Yeah, I
went to the
did.
White House. So a big debate about that. Like a bunch of worship leaders and Christian leaders went to the White House and prayed and met with Trump or whatever. And people got upset.
Mm-hmm.
Again, whichever side you're on, whatever, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
There, I think, is a fine line. Because I do think you're supposed to pray for people in charge.
Yeah.
That's as a Christian, we're supposed to do that, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem was when they were all kind of feeding into that mentality, Trump is somehow he's the president, but there's something religious going on,
Right.
that put him there, and I don't know, because then he also today said something about one of the Democratic presidential nominees
Mm-hmm.
about their late spouse looking up at them from hell.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
come on.
Right. I just see a idolization of Trump, like a spiritual idolization of Trump.
Yeah.
And I think that that's completely unfounded.
Yep.
But yeah.
But we won't go there.
Yeah. I'm stoked. I think before, the last time we podcasted, I was just about to go down to Tennessee for a week.
I think
Maybe
so.
a week and a half. And that was amazing. That was awesome. Loved it. Absolute blast. We decorated for Christmas while I was down there, did a lot of Christmas stuff, watched a lot of cheesy Hallmark Christian or Christmas movies. I love that. I really do. I think that's the best. Just making fun of them,
Mm-hmm.
not really caring about them. I don't cry or anything at the end of them.
You sure?
I definitely don't, but
You're a crier.
I am a cry. I did cry at one. I'm going back down this Monday. Today's Thursday. I'm going down Monday to spend Christmas with her because she's not able to come up and her parents aren't able to go down. But my friend Corey, our friend Corey, who's been on the podcast before,
Corbar.
is dating Emily's younger sister. And the two of them are coming down on the 27th and stay until the 29th, I think. So we're going to have Christmas
Party.
in the Heartland with Mandy and Corey. I just can't wait. It's going to be awesome.
Full of puns.
Full of, I might kill him by the end of the 3 days. But
Not so great after all, huh?
so many puns. But he's bringing a lot of board games, and I think this is going to be a blast. We're going to go down or up to Nashville. There's this place that Emily and I found while I was down there last time that it's an ice cream place, but they also have chocolate chip cookies, which are about as big around as your head and maybe 2 inches thick. And they make their own chocolate there, and they dip these cookies in the chocolate. They lay it flat and push it down into the chocolate. So then you just have a chocolate covered chocolate chip cookie that's just as big and fat as a pancake, thicker than a pancake. And it looks amazing. We didn't get one because we just got ice cream because we were lame and we had already eaten. And we plan on going back and getting that big old cookie.
That'd be good.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
For sure.
For sure.
We are not going to North Carolina this year. Normally we go to North Carolina.
Oh, yeah. What are you guys doing? You staying here?
Staying home.
Probably going to your parents' house?
We have her parents this weekend, Saturday, which is nice.
Oh, they live in Ohio now, right? Her parents?
Yeah, they've always, they lived in Alabama when they were little.
Right.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
How are you doing 2 separate days. I kind of interrupted you. You're probably getting to this, but
Yeah,
ahead.
so it's kind of nice this year because her parents are going to Alabama for Christmas.
okay,
Be with their family.
gotcha.
And so we're doing it on Saturday, and then Christmas is on Wednesday. And so Christmas Eve, we're going to my parents' house.
Okay,
So then Christmas Day, we can just hang out and do our
Gotcha.
own thing. We don't really do gifts. And so
Mhm.
we'll just probably hang out and watch. We usually watch Elf or
Yeah.
something. Actually, this is the first year that I won't be dead to the world. Christmas
yeah.
week. Usually Christmas, like Christmas Eve, I come home, we eat dinner real quick, and then I would be in bed and
Mhm.
asleep. And then
Mhm.
Christmas Day, it'd be like recovery, and we'd go to our parents' house, and I'd basically suffer through it.
Yeah,
But then normally I would take the rest of the week off, and she would go back to work at some point, and I would just like sit and watch TV or sleep.
Did you hear how many services
Yeah,
OCC is doing? How many is it?
5
5 services
over
Plus-
2 days, plus the 3 on Sunday.
Yeah,
So really,
8 in total.
Yeah.
8 in 3 days.
yeah, with 3 different styles.
You'd be dead.
Yeah,
You'd be.
this would have been the year it pushed me over the edge to quit,
Oh yeah, for sure.
and I would have been so sick.
Oh yeah. 'Cause
Every year I get sick around Christmas.
are you feeling sick right now?
No, I mean I had
I think it's because the stress isn't there. I think the
Oh,
stress
yeah.
made you sick.
stress, and I sleep so much more now.
Oh yeah, that plays a big.
Allie got sick from her sister who was sick like
Mm.
3 weeks ago now, and
Yeah.
she was off work for 2 days, and then I thought I was fine, and then like a Friday night, like I was sitting there and I felt, you feel the scratch in the back of your throat. I was like,
Yep.
oh, it's coming. I was like, all right, let's power through this.
Yep.
And I was sick that weekend, and Monday I came home from work because they sent me home. They were like, dude, just go home. Oh, boy. I'm having vacation time.
You just skewered someone with the forklift. Go home.
I know. So they sent me home, and I was off like half a day Monday and then Tuesday, and then I was fine. But just like head and
Yeah.
chills and whatnot. But
I have super bad allergies when it comes to cats.
Mm.
And we were over at the Eberts for Thanksgiving,
they're a fat cat.
and they got a big old cat. Not a really fat cat, but they got a cat. And for some reason, it just destroyed me.
Mm.
I was blowing my nose and sneezing for like 3 days.
That sucks.
It just completely got to me.
Hmm.
I went over, so Thanksgiving Thursday, I was like kind of almost recovered by Sunday, but I went back over there to do decorating the Christmas tree with him. I wore a respirator while I did that. I was like, it's not getting me again. I was really miserable.
Yeah.
And it sucked because Emily was home. And then I'm just sniffy and feel crappy.
Mm-hmm.
So
I know we've said it 100 times now, but we are thinking about figuring out how to
Yeah.
do this remote.
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Because
And
we will still bring you the podcast even after I move, after
Yeah.
the wedding.
yeah. So it coming.
Coming soon to a theater near you, just like Cats. That's our plug for the week. Go see Cats.
Go
and
see Cats.
Be terrified. Have nightmares.
Write a review and we'll read it on the podcast.
Oh, yeah. Please send us your cat reviews. Also, I want to have a quick plug here. Oh, shoot. Has it been 3 months? Hasn't been 3 months. Got to be more like 2 months. 2 months ago, a former podcast guest, Zach Owen, came up here and recorded a 5-song EP with me. We went to Pudge and I's old church and just kind of took over the sanctuary for a couple of days and recorded the whole thing there. Got some really cool room sounds on the album for people that care. But that is nearing the final stages. I don't know when it will be out. Probably not till another month or so. But that will be out. And when it does, we'll be sure to plug where you can listen to that. But it's a very emotionally driven album. There's been a lot of stuff going on in Zacho's life recently, and this album is just about that stuff. And it's very raw and very deep. And I cannot encourage you guys to listen to that enough, because it's emotional, and even though it's stuff that he's going through, I still think that it's impactful for other people as well. So when that comes out, we'll be sure to let you know, so you can listen to that wherever you get your music. Probably Spotify, hopefully maybe Spotify.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. You can find us at My Friend Podcast on Instagram and Twitter.
Shoot us your Cats review email at itrustyoupodcast@gmail.com.
And we're no longer on Back Row. We had a follower on Twitter once named Ryan from Ireland, and I think he's dead, but haven't heard from him. So
let us know you're still alive, Brian.
Brian, hit us up. If we did an Irish accent, would you? Can you do one?
No, I'll tell you the joke that popped in my head off podcast, because it's totally not appropriate.
We got a not safe for work joke. Okay.
I mean, yeah. It's just in really bad taste.
Okay. Like my Paul Walker joke.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You want to kazoo our way on out of here? That's right. We still got him, gang.
It's just the theme song, right?
Yeah. Yep. Thanks for listening. We love you guys.